Yeah, thanks for jumping on. Appreciate it. Yeah, we're excited about hosting the Big Ten final tomorrow. It's been a great couple of weeks here to end the season. Feel like our team's playing well, and also just excited to be able to have a big New Jersey community out for the final and see a quality opponent like Indiana, and so much on the line as we know. But feel really good about where we are as a team, and really proud of the group. Persevered through a lot of things this year with injuries and just dealing with a tough schedule and tough opponents. But feel like we're getting better every day, and think the best is still ahead of us for this season. So appreciate you guys jumping on, and happy to talk about the team.
Coach, I guess first question, I'll start off. Just your thoughts about the program itself getting to this spot in the Big Ten final for the first time. You know, obviously over the last 7 years, as the program has grown through the Big Ten now, you know, what does that mean for you as the head coach, and also what does that mean for the players, even a lot of your upperclassmen, to get to this point?
Yeah, I think it's an incredibly challenging conference, not just because of the quality of the opponents and the schools and the programs and their history, but it's a tough conference in terms of travel. We have 3 flights every year for away games, and it's just challenging. So it's not easy to be successful in this conference. So I feel like we've come a long way in managing those obstacles. I started here 4 years ago, and we finished last that year, and we had a pretty decent group. It was just tough to win games in conference, especially as injuries piled up, as they do every single season. So, you look at somebody like Tommy DeVizio, who this is his 5th season, so he was here at Rutgers the year before I arrived, and I think he'd be the first to tell you. We had some good players in the group and a lot of dedication from day one, but it took us a little bit of time to get where we want to be and play the brand of soccer we want to be playing. And you look at where we are now. It's not perfect. We still have a lot of areas to improve on, but our competitiveness is at the level it needs to be. The talent we have on our team that we've attracted, my assistant coaches and I have helped attract, and also just the university has attracted with the increased level of our facilities and what we have going on here as a program and as an athletic department and as a school. We feel like we're really getting to the level that we need to be at in terms of competing for wins in the conference, and being able to finish second and get a number 2 seed allowed us to host the first 2 games, and then just the way the tournament went, allowed us to host the final as well. So really proud of the group. It's all about the players and how much they've put into it and how much dedication they put into their own game. I'm really proud of them, and I'm really happy for them. It's fun as a coach to see them have that success.
Jim, it's Jerry Carino, by the way. Congratulations on this great run.
Hey, Jerry.
You mentioned Jersey in your opening statement, and you have a bunch of Jersey players in key roles. What kind of moment can this be Sunday for the New Jersey soccer community? What kind of things have you heard from people in the community, and what are your hopes for the crowd and the turnout?
We've had a lot of great feedback this whole year, quite honestly, in terms of people coming to the game and whether they're reaching out to me or players on our team. I think they appreciate we're trying to play soccer, and we're trying to play a brand that people will want to come and see. And I think, whether it's high school age kids, younger age kids, we want to win, of course. That's the main goal all the time. But we also want to play a brand of soccer that people come to see. As you know, it's like an educated soccer community here in New Jersey. Right. So they want to see us play good soccer. So we've had some good crowds this year. I think you look back to our home game against Michigan. We had a great crowd here. I thought they really helped us in that game. And then these last couple of weeks, it's been fantastic. So I'm hoping we have a huge crowd here and are here to see our team. As you said, we've got a lot of New Jersey players playing key roles. It was a big part of our recruiting when we got here. And if you look at the players from New Jersey on our team, or whether even someone like Kieran Dalton, who's from New York, but played his youth soccer in New Jersey. And then you look at guys like Tommy and Joey Zielinski, and it goes through the team, Matt Acosta, Jason Bereji. There's so many, MD Myers, there's so many guys that that are from New Jersey and even the surrounding states as well, with a lot of Pennsylvania guys doing well. So I really think it's going to be a great occasion, and we're pushing to try to get as many people here and give us that edge that we need to play a team like Indiana with all their history.
I know you're focused on the moment, but historically, how much pride is there in restoring Rutgers soccer, which has this great history, and then you're facing, of course, Indiana, as you referenced, which has one of the great brands in all of college soccer. How historic can this be, and the pride you have in bringing Rutgers soccer back?
Yeah, I think when our new building here opened, the Rotkin Center, which is an amazing place for our student athletes, in our locker room we have a big sign in there that says Rutgers history, and I kind of pushed for that to for our players to understand what great history we do have here, with whether it's players and Final Fours and All-Americans, and just really a lot of quality wins, but also a lot of quality people that have been through the program. But also pushing them to our responsibilities to try to write some of our own history, and I think our players have pushed for that. And I think this year we've accomplished some of those goals of writing our own bit of history, and especially in the Big Ten Conference, because it's all still fairly new. I know we've been in the conference for 7 years now, but it's still fairly new when you look at some of the other teams in the conference and how long they've been here. We're always kind of fighting to make ourselves important in this conference. So I think our players have done that this year, but we still have so much to play for. But I think I'm big on the history of Rutgers soccer, and growing up, when I grew up in New Jersey, and I was in high school in the late '80s, and the team was top of the heap, and when I was in college they were going to Final Fours. So I understand the level that we're trying to aspire to, but I'm really proud of this group, and feel like we're competing on the national stage, and as you said, playing Indiana. There's nobody in our locker room or in our offices here that are gonna have any trouble understanding how good they are, and how much history they have, and how much winning they've done in the past. But we're worried about the 2022 Rutgers men's soccer team right now, and can we match up well against a top level Indiana side? We played them earlier in the season. We tied 2-2 at home. It was a very good game. I think there was both opportunities for both teams to win that game. We know it's going to be very difficult. They're an excellent program, excellent players, great staff. So we know it's going to be challenging, but really looking forward to the opportunity, and to play at home is just that bonus.
Coach, again, Michael Cohen here with Fox Sports New Jersey. It's a two-part question on two of your players. One, M.D. Myers. You knew you were going to get a special player when he came over from High Point. And, of course, the numbers have proven itself at 13 goals this year. He was the Offensive Player of the Week a couple weeks ago. But for you, from what you've been able to see with him this year, what kind of difference has he meant to your team, not just on the field, but also in the clubhouse? How big has he been for you?
Yeah, he's been massive. I think, as you know, a lot of people are interested in him, and he's had such a great season, scoring 13 goals, being the Offensive Player in the Year in our conference, which is an incredible award for him with all the really good players we have in our league, but also a real team award for us that we're really proud of. Our players are really proud of. And I've said this to someone recently. Our team was so happy for him in terms of they know how hard he works. He's a team guy, never complains, just wants to win, makes players around him better. So as you just said, he's obviously been very helpful for us on the field in matches, scoring goals and competing like he does. But he also helps set the standard off the field. He trains harder than anybody. He, again, never complains, just gets on with his job. He's been a real asset to our coaching staff in that though he's not an overly vocal guy, he leads by example, and really is somebody that we rely on to help us push the group in terms of training and making sure that we're ready to play. So he's been a huge addition to our team, and being a New Jersey guy, a Delran guy, makes it even that much more special.
And Chris Taya, who scored the game winner the other day from Randolph, he's one of your seniors. What was that like to see him, get that big goal in that big moment in his senior year? Yeah,
phenomenal. Really, Chris has been a really good player for us for the last 4 years, but he's been very unlucky with injuries during his career here. Separated his shoulder as a freshman and missed a big chunk of the season. got hurt in the COVID season, just kind of on a tackle and missed a big chunk of that season. So it hasn't been easy for Chris to kind of get real momentum going every year. And this year he's just had a really solid season and then has gotten better every game. And now all of a sudden, not only did he score and set up a goal in our last game, but Ohio State had some of the better attacking players in our league, and he defended 1v1 incredibly well. I was just really happy. It's fun as a coach to see the smiles on your players' faces, especially someone like Chris, again, a local guy from 30 minutes up the road, and has put 4 years in. He's also a top-level student, so he's just exactly what we're looking for when we're recruiting players from anywhere, but especially from New Jersey.
Jim, last thing for me, Joey Zielinski's local guy for us. I know we spoke about him last year. What do you think of what he's done, and what's it like for these guys who are playing the defense, maybe not getting the glory? They have a job to do, and it seems like they've done it well. What can you say about Joey and your defense?
Yeah, I think Joey's one of the guys, maybe the most on our team, that really didn't get a ton of attention this year with awards, but plays all the time. Plays usually against some of the best players in the league. Super competitive, and I think when we spoke last time, he's one of these guys who is incredibly feisty and competitive on the field, but the minute the game ends, he's like a gentle soul. He's really been someone that we've enjoyed. You get to know these guys during the recruiting process, but then you really get to know them when they're here, and he's a special guy. I think he's one of these players that has really benefited from being not far from home. His family comes. He's got a big group that comes to games. They're big supporters of his, but also just of the program and of Rutgers. So I think he loves playing in front of his family, and he's had an excellent season. He had a great season last year, but we asked him to do a couple of different things, maybe get on the ball a little bit more, maybe be a little more disciplined in a couple of areas, and he's taken all those on board, and he's had a great season. He's got a bright future here at Rutgers and even beyond that when he's done playing here. But I think he's somebody, it's a good point that he's someone that sometimes gets overlooked. Our guys at the back have been excellent, and he's one of the leaders back there.
Just a couple more from me, Coach. One on Syrian Dalton. You mentioned him briefly a moment ago. Just talk about his development as a freshman this year to come in, and he has just been phenomenal for you guys. He's just done a great job in goal all year.
Yeah, Kieran is a great player. I think we're very lucky. We've got 3 really good goalkeepers on our roster, and our coach, Tyler, does a great job with them. They push each other. We were kind of alternating goalkeepers early on, and I think we could have, Ari is an excellent goalkeeper as well. We just at some point had to make a decision to give somebody a good run of games, and we just felt with this group at that moment, Kieran was the one we were going to go with, but Ari's an excellent goalkeeper too. But Kieran has done really well. He's kind of a quiet leader, but he's also just an excellent technical goalkeeper, and it seems everything he gets his hands on, he kind of keeps out of the goal, and he kicks very well. He's super consistent, and he's been somebody that, again, and I think it's a theme across our group, they've gotten better as the season's gone on, a little more confident, and as you said, he's a freshman, but he really doesn't play like a freshman. He brings a lot of composure back there for us. So I think Kieran not only is a goalkeeper, good goalkeeper for us, but I think he could be a top goalkeeper in our league.
Absolutely. And as you get the chance to see Indiana again, when you saw them a few weeks ago, it was a 2-2 tie. What were you able to glean from that one, looking back at the tape or looking back at that game, that you've been able to use as adjustments going into this one?
Yeah, I think both. This time of year, both teams, I think, kind of are who they are. It's one of the things that you appreciate about Indiana. There's not a lot of tricks to what they do. They're just very good at what they do, and they've got some players who have played many, many games for them. Daniel Muni at the back is the defender of the year in our conference, who has been, just really an excellent player year in and year out. Started off injured and then has really gotten to a rhythm of playing. Played against us the last time as well, but I think he's a lot healthier now. And then they've got Sarver up front, who sometimes plays out wide or sometimes up front, but he's been playing really well as a forward, super fast, and we've seen him play since probably he was 15 years old, playing in the on the recruiting trails. We get to see them all the time playing for an MLS club's academy. So there's just so many good players. They're scoring goals from different areas. Wittenbrink plays out wide, again, a guy who's played a ton of games for them. So, we know them pretty well. They know us pretty well. Who can handle the moment better than the other team. But I think both teams will be able to do that. I think it's just execution on the day and who can take their chances. And you plan for all different moments during the game. But, once that first goal is scored, some things change. And, that's going to be the big adjustments as we go forward. But, I always enjoy playing Indiana because it's just a soccer game. There's no kind of extracurriculars that you're worried about. It's just go out, compete, try to do things the right way, and see if you can execute the way you want to. And we're going to need our senior players, meaning the guys who have played the most for us. Can they step up and not only play great themselves, but can they make the guys around them better, make some of the younger guys comfortable? We've got a couple of freshmen that play huge roles for us. Obviously, Kieran, as you mentioned, and Cole Carruthers, Ian Abbey, Nestor Cabrera. These are all guys that are freshmen that are playing big roles for us. So it's a big day for them. But we just couldn't be more excited about hosting and having an opportunity to play. We're well aware there's a lot of teams out there that their seasons are over. So we appreciate that for sure.
A really exciting time for Rutgers. I mean, it's not just your club, but also the women's. Right now, they're going to be playing the NCAA tournament the day before, tomorrow, Saturday, in fact. So it's been a lot of fun here as far as the soccer is concerned. Of course, you got the football, basketball as well, as far as Rutgers is concerned athletically.
Yeah, I think it's one of the things that's so much fun about being here and working here. There's so many teams having success. We've got great leadership, as I've said many times. I think Pat and his staff really work hard to try to give us everything we need to be competitive in this conference, which is so challenging. Women's soccer are good every single year, so it's exciting to have them have a big game right before the day before ours. Our guys will be at the game, and we'll be there kind of supporting them, and it's a fun time. They kind of set the standard for a lot of the programs here. But as you mentioned, it's the lacrosse programs, it's basketballs, it's football, it's you name it. We have so many teams, field hockey, that are doing incredibly well, and so it's fun being a fan of those teams and learning from them, and I think we all help kind of push the standard that we're all trying to reach, and it's an exciting place to be. It's a lot of fun to work here right now because people are all understanding what we're trying to achieve. We're all trying to help each other, so really enjoy it, and really looking forward to seeing the women's game tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll also have a big following after that on Sunday at noon.